Hey Blue Rocks fans, welcome back to the Rocks Report presented by the casino at Delaware Park. Before Eric Hosmer and Salvador Perez, there was another player who made a name for himself here at Frawley Stadium. His name, Mike Sweeney, and we had a chance to speak with the Royals legend about his great playing days here in Frawley Stadium.
To be here at Judy Johnson Field, Frawley Stadium, it brings back great memories. Coming to the Northeast really for the first time in my life, staying with the host family, the Testas, they welcomed me. I was like a big brother to their two boys. Now one's a police officer, one's a fireman here in Wilmington. But when I come to the stadium, I look around and in center field I see my jersey hanging up. And it really, really means a lot. Because this was the stadium where I became a big league ready ball player.
Sweeney certainly did use his time here with the Blue Rocks to mature into one of the best players in Kansas City's history. However, he credits his host family for making him feel comfortable as a young kid from the West Coast.
I think the key word is family. You know, we stay with the host family here in Wilmington when we're members of the Blue Rocks, and we become a member of their family. And, you know, the Testas, they were out at my wedding. They've been to the baptism of my children. I come out and see them every year I'm here, and the first thing I do is to call them and say, hey, I'm coming home. And I still call them mom. I still call them dad. The young boys I call my brothers. So, you know, I came here as a kid making, you know, a couple $100 a month, trying to fulfill my childhood dream to be a big leaguer. But when I came to Wilmington, I received so much more. In
that '95 season, Sweeney was part of a very talented team that featured a handful of other players who eventually made it to the major leagues.
It was memorable, to say the least. You know, we started off the season 1995, and the team in 1994 with Johnny Damon and Larry Sutton and Steve Sisko, they went off, and Roderick Myers, they went and won the Carolina League Championship. And we were mentally set out and, you know, heartfelt on doing the same, going back to back. And it was a I don't know, a little tug and pull, because we finished first place, we won our division, and as we're in the playoffs, we're up one game to nothing, and all we need is one more, and we advance to the finals, and we knew we were going to win the championship. And after that playoff game, I got called up to the big leagues. And when you're in high A ball, you think that the big leagues is miles and miles away. But to actually get called up from Wilmington Blue Rocks, you know, to the big leagues, I don't know if it's ever been done, and I don't know if it'll be done again.
However, in 1999, the team didn't have a spot for him to play every day. That's when Sweeney gambled, and it paid off.
Our first baseman, which was one of the leaders of our team, Jeff King, felt it was his time to retire. So he retired, and we were without a first baseman. So then manager Tony Muser comes up to me in Kansas City and says, Mike, you're off to a decent start. I need a first baseman. Can you play first base? And I said, of course I can. I played it before. I'm ready to play it again. And he says, okay, you're in there tonight. The one thing I didn't tell Tony Muser was the last time I played it was when I was 13 years old. But it gave me a chance to be out there every day.
The move proved to be one of the best decisions both for Sweeney and the Royals. With not only his great play on the field, but the compassion he showed to the surrounding community in Wilmington, the Blue Rocks honored Sweeney in 2004, retiring his number.
Well, it's an honor. It's an honor to come back to Wilmington, and I think my legacy is hopefully more than just what I did on the baseball field. You know, I loved visiting schools and hospitals and churches and giving back to this great community, and I get to come back here every year since I retired to plant seeds and you know, light the fire in these young athletes. So when I look out into center field and I see my name up there, it is very, very humbling.
His favorite memory with the Blue Rocks involved him thinking he was receiving urgent family news from former Blue Rock manager John Mizrarock.
And he started off by saying, the Kansas City Royals are playing a game tomorrow at Kauffman Stadium, a doubleheader against the Toronto Blue Jays. And at that moment, I kind of tuned him out. I'm like, well, who cares? Let's get to the real family stuff. And he said, and they want you ready to catch game 2. And he says, kid, you're going to the big leagues. And I remember just weeping because I worked so hard that year.
Although Sweeney played just one season here at Frawley Stadium, the legend of number 33 will live on for years to come. For the Rocks Report, I'm Corey Nido.